What's up, guys? Great to see everybody. Sorry for the wait. We finally are talking to a Clemson Tiger. Jeremiah Trotter is up next for our ACC Prospect series here for the NFL draft that's upcoming. We're talking to a lot of great people, but I'm excited about this one. An absolute killer, a missile out on the football field. This guy is fast, physical, understands the assignment, probably better than your offense is running it. Okay, he knows play design. He gets in the film room. He is obsessed with football, and it shows up in his play. Back-to-back All-American seasons, one of the best, if not the best linebacker in college football. It's been a privilege to watch him, been a privilege to watch him play for the Clemson Tigers specifically. I love this conversation. We'll talk some stuff on the back end of things of Jeremiah that I think are going to translate really well. Some things that people are talking about, and going to be interesting to see if those concerns come to light. And also, it's going to be interesting to see where Jeremiah goes. A lot of first-round lock early in the season, maybe sneaks into the second round. But again, the draft is built. That's the goal. Get to the league. It doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. Just put on the jersey, put on the helmet, and make some plays on Saturday. So real quick, Sunday, excuse me. I'm excited too much about college over here. Before we get to this interview and conversation with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. here, a great message from our friends over at Ingles. Then we'll get to the interview. Let's go.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else? Or that they have Energy Smart stores? Or that they professionally slice and package imported cheese from Europe? Did you know about their giant international aisle, local farm partnerships, curbside pickup, wine department? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Jeremiah Trotter, man, welcome back to the show. Really appreciate you joining me today. Where you at right now, man? You just had the combine. You're doing good. Things still getting ready. How you been?
I've been good. I flew back to New Jersey, back home now. Decided, come back here and keep training, keep getting my body right, but, be around some family, hang out. Was in California training for almost 2 months. So, a lot of work was put in down there, but, I decided to come back home after the combine.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, let's kind of get into the combine a little bit. And I do want to talk about training and kind of leading up to it because it's so different, right? Like it's, you're getting ready for one day, one event and doing all these different things. How was that? How'd you land on California and maybe some things that, it's just so different, right? When you're out there doing that training for the combine.
Yeah, no, it was great. It's a different type of training. It's more explosive based because, at the combine, you're doing a lot of drills, a lot of different things where you want to be looking explosive for teams, be able to evaluate you on the type of athlete you are. I really like California. It was really nice weather. You can't complain when you get nice weather. But, I feel like, I was training with a place called Proactive, and they got me right. They really know their stuff. And, I had guys there before me that, trained there. I think 1 year when Christian was coming out, he trained down there, they mentioned. So, they really know their stuff. They have a lot of experience, working with pro guys, getting them ready for the combine.
Yeah. So how was that, man? Because, throughout college, we're training to play, right? Like you're trying to stay healthy, get bigger, stronger, faster, all these things. But combine training is a little bit different. And you alluded to it a little bit with the explosives. What was that weird to you? I mean, I know your pops and you've been molded for this your whole life, but was that weird kind of training to basically be a track guy, for a couple of months?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting because, you're changing, you're not just, training your body, but you're changing your body as well, diet and making sure all that is right, for the process and make sure you're at the top of your game when you get there. And, it's crazy to think about, you're doing all this training for a day where you're just running 40 yards or doing position drills. But, it's really important. It's basically like one of the biggest interviews of your life for an athlete. And, I took it seriously, trained hard. And I felt like I really, really was prepared going to the combine.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what will Pro Day look like for you? Are you going to do any events? I know some guys, they wait maybe and don't do everything at the combine. They want to do some stuff at home. What is kind of your camp and what does that look like for you moving forward for Pro Day?
Yeah, that was pretty much my process when I got down there. I didn't do everything. I did position drills, shuttles and everything. And for Pro Day, I'm going to be running the 40 and doing my vertical jump and broad jump. getting that out the way. But I was kind of like on board with like a lot of other guys. Sometimes
Yeah,
you like to save stuff for your pro day to be able to do because at the end of the day, it is a lot of stuff, and you want to be at the
right.
top of your game
Yeah.
and give it your best shot. When you do those drills and different things.
Yeah, no doubt. I guarantee that Clemson turf's a lot better than that Indy turf. So you're going to like that. You're going to like being there. Well, let's talk about the combine a little bit, man, because it's
Mhm.
something where, we've had the privilege to talk to a lot of different guys, right, about this for over the years and hear their experiences and things of that nature. But just from your perspective, what did that look like? Because it's not just a day, right? I keep saying that, but that's not the case. I mean, you're there for a long time.
Mm. No, it was surreal, being down there, talking to teams, doing different medical evaluations, and just really, I was just trying to enjoy the moment because you work so hard and to get to this point, and while we were down there, people would mention like how we're not everybody is invited here, so we were top players across the country. We're really hard to be here, and we deserve to be here. And just thinking about that is just super surreal. I just would thank God and for the opportunity. Being with me my whole journey here, and just try to take it all in. And just cherish the moment because I mean this is all part of the process, and
Yeah.
it just really goes to show really just getting one step closer every single day. The draft process, and having that blessing of having the opportunity to go to a team and play in the NFL.
Yeah, I have to think that it's just, it's things that you've dreamt about your whole life. And again, I keep mentioning your dad, but haven't seen that and him going through that process. But, the first thing is getting to college, choosing that. And then the next one is getting invited to the combine. So check, check. And now the last
Mhm.
one, hearing your name called, which will happen here in about a month and a half. I know that's going to be really cool for your family, yourself, and everybody kind of involved that's been supporting you. When you look at the combine, was there anything that was weird to you? Were there any questions? You don't have to tell me names or people, whatever. But was there anything where you're just like, man, what the heck? Why are they asking me this?
Sometimes questions may come up. I'm trying to recall, but
Nothing
like most
crazy.
of the questions,
Here's
yeah, it
here's the
wasn't
crazy
anything
thing. So
crazy. Yeah.
Travis Etienne told us that they asked him to rap. Somebody said, "We want to see how creative and whatever. Can you rap for us?" And he gave some bars, man. It was impressive.
Okay. Well, one thing I did do, not it just came to me, but I shot 3 shots on a mini basketball hoop for fun, to kind of just
Yeah.
break the ice. I missed all three. I blamed it. It was the me. The ceiling was low, so I blamed the
Yeah.
ceiling. I couldn't really get the right
Okay.
arc on my shot. Um, but yeah, I missed all three. But it was just a way, just break the ice. I came in, and it was a good energy with the team I was interviewing with.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It is
Yeah.
so interesting to me just to see, all these different things, that people do,
Oh yeah,
whether it's
yeah,
games or whatever. So we'll work on the jump shot. I do like blaming the ceiling though. That makes sense. You don't want to just straight line,
yeah,
break
yeah, yeah.
something there. You gotta take your time there. So, teams that you met with there, because it is a process. What did that look like? I mean, do you go through with every NFL team, all 32? Is it like speed dating? Because all we really know about or see on TV, we kind of know about it, but is the on field stuff and what you're doing there. But out of the scenes, what does that kind of look like from a team perspective and just the style of it, I guess.
Yeah, so usually how it goes, you get down there, you'll have formal interviews and informal interviews. That's kind of how they separate, um, the organized and the a little bit less organized. So
Mm-hmm.
formal interviews, you'll go, or those are actual scheduled times, and you'll go with those teams, go through their interviews, and you'll see the GM, head coaches, a lot of basically like position coaches, a lot of the staff in there. Um, and they'll go through their questions and they'll go through like everything that they prepared. The informal interviews is more, you might get pulled by a scout. There could be some position coaches, but it's more like the speed dating, the word that you use. So you have like 15 minutes with a team, like at a table. You're in that one, and usually there's gonna be another scout from another team, be like, "Hey, Trotter, can we talk to you real quick?" So everybody's still trying to learn about the players there, even if they don't have a formal interview with you. They're trying to learn and see how you are as a player, and
Right.
really just question you. And it happens pretty fast with those informal interviews.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Oh yeah.
How about again, kind of I guess, off the field type of question. When you were doing your training and stuff, do you guys have any other linebackers there, NFL guys or like mentor type guys that, you're doing board and film and things of that nature? What does that look like from because you don't know what team you're playing for, but I'm sure that the language and systems are a little bit different from college. How is that type of training, kind of work? And did that come into play at all at the combine?
Yeah, during my training process, the people I was working with, they help guys with that because they know not everybody, you can't expect everybody to be like at the top of their game and like know their stuff, with different things like that. But we have a guy, he came in, he would train like linebackers for me. So I had like a LB coach who helped me with the drills, the combine drills. Um, and we go through those, work on my technique there to get me right there. And also, they provide us with a guy that would, help us with like kind of like mock interviews.
Nice.
He have, a list of questions that they usually ask, and you go through and like go through your answers, and he'll listen to you, and then give you pointers on what you could say, what you could maybe mention a little bit better.
Hmm.
So they really were thorough with their draft process or combine prep, and really try to hit all angles.
That's awesome, man. I love that because again, it sounds like you're in a great, situation, or we're in a great situation because it's more than just on that football field, right? Like people want to hear it, they want to see it, and really, I think that is probably one of your biggest strengths, man, that we've seen, at Clemson for 3 straight years. Specifically, looking at your last two, is your play recognition is unbelievable, and I'm sure being confident in what you do, being confident in the system, things of that nature, just absolutely shine through and really sold that. In regards to biggest strengths, man, because everybody has an opinion, right? They all write what they want to write and say what they want to say, but specifically from you, I mean, what do you think that you bring to the NFL franchise that's going to select you here in a month or so?
I definitely say, I'm bringing leadership. Bringing you're gonna get a playmaker, a guy that knows how to make plays and really produce on the field. You get a guy that has a high football IQ and a man of God. You get a man of God in your team, and just getting somebody that not just wants to perform well on the field, but puts in the hours off the field as well.
Yeah.
Be a better person and human, and just try to bring a good personality, to staff, coaches, teammates, is be a good person in the locker room.
I love that, man. I love that. And I think that's so important, especially in today's world and trying to, just shape these teams, and get everybody right. Let's talk about Clemson a little bit before I get you out of here. Super grateful for your time, man, because I talk about that model of consistency as we were kind of getting ready here. I was looking over your stats. You basically had the same, sophomore, junior year back to back. I mean, the tackles right at 90, 6-ish sacks on the season, a couple of picks, defensive touchdowns. I mean, if you didn't know better and you just looked at it, you would think it was the same year. How do you, take pride in that level of consistency, and how do you play at that level? What is now back-to-back years?
Well, first is just, God, I got to give my credit to him. I wouldn't be here, without him. He's given me the opportunity to be able to make plays out there. And I was one of those players that, for 3 years, I didn't get hurt in college. I didn't have any injuries that,
What a
just
blessing.
serious. So
Yeah.
they had to get surgery just so it's a blessing. He really looked after me. And, I would just say, just keep my head down and grinding as well. And my part, making sure I'm doing my thing there and not, getting too high with the highs or getting too low with the lows. Cause you always hear about players that, they have a good year, 1 year and then come back next year. Maybe they smell the roses too much. And, they don't perform as well that second year because they forgot like that grind or that hunger they had, when nobody knew about them. So I just try to keep that mindset. Remember that, one day, people can praise you, and then the next day, if you're not doing anything, rightfully so, they'll let you hear it.
Yeah.
I just try to keep my head down, keep grinding, take it one day at a time, and when I looked up, I'm here, getting ready for a combine prep.
I love that, man. What a great mindset to have that obviously worked extremely well. And specifically looking at this year, that Notre Dame game was so impactful for a lot of different reasons, and probably one of your best games, having 11 tackles, that massive pick six. I mean, that was awesome. That really kind of just cemented what you guys were doing take me back in time to that week, man, because there was so much chatter going on. There was all this, kind of outside noise. And I mean, a lot of people thought that Notre Dame was about to handle you guys. And you said, not so fast. Like, let's remind everybody who Clemson is. Where did that come from? Where did that burst of energy? Because honestly, it looked like a team that we thought it could be, but that we really hadn't seen up until that point from a consistency standpoint.
Yeah, I'd probably just say it's how we approached it because the previous year we were in a position to make the playoffs and everything. That game, I feel like in lack of better terms, I mean I feel like we got dominated that game, and they had a great game plan. Their players really executed, but on our end, I didn't think we showed up ready to play the way that we should have. But we came in next year, with the right mindset, or a mindset of attacking. And we decided to build upon, all the previous games leading up to that, and the mindset that we had, changing that mindset from last year. And when we went out there this year, we executed our game plan. We made plays on both sides of the ball, and really just defensively, on the defensive side, really try to stop that run the best way we possibly could, and be attack and be dominant and be create a new line of scrimmage is like one of the key terms that we had leading up to that game. But we executed and we got it done.
Yeah, and it was evident. And I forgot to mention 2 sacks that you had, too. I mean, you're all over the stat sheet. If you could do it as a defensive player, you did it that game, which kind of made me think about – I also think that's one of your strong suits, rushing the passer. Why and how are you so good at it? Because a lot of people think, for pass rushers, it's this big, long, kind of defensive end hybrid type of guy. But you're more of a true linebacker, and you still get after the quarterback and make those guys pay. How are you so good at rushing the passer?
Really, I just feel like I got a knack for it, trusting my instincts, trusting my preparation. I like to watch film on backs because I know in our defensive scheme with Coach West, he would blitz me a lot. So I'm watching, guards and running back scheme, like, what moves I could use against them to beat them and win those one-on-ones. But, also, just having a knack for it, being athletic. God blessed me with athleticism and quickness, elusiveness. So I just had to, use all those tools to really, help my chances and help me win those one-on-one situations when I'm blitzing.
Yeah. How do you think Clemson's prepared you, man, for the next level? Not only, as a player, which we've talked about a lot, but what you brought up as a man. I mean, what kind of things on and off the field did Clemson really help you do to get to this point?
Shoot. I mean, a lot, man. With Paul Journey, I'm sure you heard about.
Oh yeah.
Utilizing that, having our meetings there, and then also just, Coach Sweeney, we have a lot of team meetings, one-on-one meetings. He's always talked to us about, how to become a better man, dropping knowledge on us. So I give a credit to him. Sometimes those meetings, be super long. Hear players mention it, but.
Hey, at least you didn't have to listen to it 5 times. You only did 3. At least you didn't have to do it 5 times.
But I still give a credit to him. He dropped a lot of knowledge on us there. A lot of things, I try to, take on to help my mindset and take on to the next level to help me be successful. And he would always give us a lot of information I really cherish, and I'm sure a lot of our older guys, leaving the program, they're gonna miss on that next level having those meetings.
Yeah. All right, last one for you, man. Again, so grateful for your time. Appreciate you doing this. What has your dad been like for you to have that as a resource throughout this entire journey, and maybe even more specifically as you beginning this pro? And I can only imagine the things that he can help you with when you get to that next level. But how has he been as a mentor, as a rock, all of the above, for you throughout this process?
Yeah, no, I mean, it means a lot having somebody, like that. He's been through it. He's he's done everything that I'm doing right now and have it in store for me. So it's really just having somebody that I can go to, ask questions, or just give me advice on interviews. I guess for example, during the combine process, things that he was asked, or things to expect. And when you go into something, you already know what to expect, or you're prepared for it because you have somebody with knowledge of what you're about to be going through. It makes it a lot easier, a lot smoother, and you can perform better overall when you do it.
There you go. Man, this was awesome. I appreciate you so much, brother. Always great seeing you. How fun was that? The guy is intense. I'll tell you that. And love, the constant giving props to the big man above. When you have that why, I think you play a little differently. Okay. I think you go through life a little bit differently. I really enjoyed that conversation. Second time that we've had Jeremiah on, he's a great player. And so we kind of talked at the beginning that, hey, we're going to break some stuff down and really look at some strengths and weaknesses that, people are bringing up. And when they talk about Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the things that they see, the number one thing is the football IQ. Okay, this guy's play recognition is amazing, and you can see it. You watch film, you're seeing him pointing where plays are going. You're seeing him take the angles. I asked him about his pass rushing ability. He says it's because of the studying. He understands tendencies. He's watching how are the guards and centers blocking, pass blocking. How is the running back involved, and what moves can I use to counter that, to get after that, to get to the quarterback. I love that. I think his detail orientation is fantastic. The NFL bloodlines, you all know, the Axeman, the original Axeman, is super strong, and that's important. People care about that. The legacy picks are a big deal, especially for the NFL. Translating the talent in slipping blocks, no wasted movement. This guy gets after it, okay? He's not going to waste a lot of time playing around, doing these silly things, and then his rare elusiveness and footwork that creates, high-end success as a blitzer, as I just kind of mentioned in that film room and that orientation there. He's going to be an absolute monster. Some concerns that people might have is, he's lacking that length. I kind of brought it up with him being that pass rusher. You're expecting, 6'4" to 6'6" guy, slender, can really make moves. He just doesn't have that. But guess what? He doesn't need it with his preparation. And then there's some stuff that people bring up. He loses track of coverage duties in zone. I think it's a little nitpicky. We'll see. We'll see how it translates. I think at the end of the day, when this is your job, this is what you do. This is how you kind of get your family right. All those little things start to really heighten. You see guys take a step forward, especially that were asked to blitz so much, kind of in college. I think Jeremiah Trotter is going to have a great career, long career. He brought up, he's never been hurt, knock on wood, been very lucky to be so healthy during his time at Clemson. That's a big piece of this thing. The best ability is availability and being able to go for your team. So I'm excited where to see him. I've seen a lot of Dolphins fans talking about Jeremiah Trotter early in the second round. We'll see where he ends up. It's going to be fun with all these guys, as it is such a privilege, and pleasure to speak to them and hear their stories and just get to know who they are a little bit off the football field. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Need your support always. Go over to YouTube, subscribe, leave some comments, and, of course, the OGs over on Apple Podcasts as well. We greatly appreciate your support. But until next time, we'll see y'all.